Hey guys, what's going on? So in this video, I'm just going to talk about listicles. Listicles are the premier way to sell pretty much anything in Q4. Q4, as you guys probably know, it's like the biggest time to sell anything e-commerce related because everybody's buying things for the holidays. They have to buy Christmas gifts, and it continues to swell. The amount of money people spend continues to swell pretty much from like the beginning of October, even bigger into November, and then the final 3 weeks leading up to Christmas are just absolutely insane. And so it's really going to be good for you guys right now to get your listicles, which are the best ways that I found to sell things in Q4 as an affiliate, up, done, and just printed and ready to go online before we even hit October. I want to get this out to you guys so you can get going on it. So why listicles? Listicles are the best way to sell things, just period, especially during the holidays, because people don't really know what they want to buy for other people. They want to go through a list. They want to see a list of the top 20, the top 30 best stocking stuffers. And they want to be able to browse like they're in a mall, oh, I like that for this person. I like that for this person. So listicles are by far the best way to sell things. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of listicles and kind of help you get your setup. So this is the first video in this series. And yeah, let's talk about setting up your listicle. So I would say, first of all, any page builder or any way you feel comfortable setting up a website, that's what you should use to make your listicle. WordPress, if you're comfortable with WordPress and Elementor, use WordPress and Elementor. If you're a proficient coder, code your listicle. If you love page builders like ClickFunnels, or I think it's System.io or Go High Level, whatever you use that to make your listicle. I wouldn't say it's worth trying to learn something else because you can make them no matter what. If you're really good at AI coding, put in a prompt and say, hey, make me a listicle. Some examples of listicles. This is one that I am working on through AI coding. I put this together in 10 minutes, and then I've just been adding products to it, which is the most tedious part, by the way. I had AI make this image here, which I think is kind of funny. I always like to use in my ads, and we'll get to the ads for listicles later on in this course. But I always like to use AI images or really clickbaity images. And this one, I actually tested this image on Facebook, or I guess Meta ads, Instagram, Facebook, and it had a 5 or 6% click-through rate. So my cost per click was below 50 cents because you're using really weird stuff, like things that look real. So, I was playing around with ChatGPT a while ago and I was coming up with funny ideas. And I'm like, oh, why not a pooper scooper, an autonomous pooper scooper that picks up poop for you on your lawn called the dung beetle. Feel free to take this from me if you want. It gets a really, really high click-through rate. And the reason you need to have whatever is in your ads, you have to have that image in your listicle. Otherwise, it may not get approved on certain traffic sources because they know you're clickbaiting. So at least that's what I've run into in the past. People also like consistency. If they are clicking on an ad that has something in it, they want to see it when they go there. So for me, I would probably put this in my list, the dung beetle, probably make up some description about it and pretend it's a real product. And then my button below would say sold out, so they can't get it anyway, but at least it stays consistent. All right. So I made this in Cursor, but it pretty much goes through the flow of what normal listicles have. Normal listicles pretty much have a headline, and I kind of added a header up here. You don't really need that, but you have the headline, you have the clickbaity image, a very, very short intro. And by the way, I haven't adjusted this text to reflect the holidays yet, and I will. And then you just get into adding in your gadgets. And I like the layout that they gave me for this listicle. You have the big one up here, and then you have the headline. And typically you're going to say what the product is, and then you're going to have a really nice benefit-driven headline here. I don't have that yet. We're going to get to some examples that do. You're going to give a brief description. This is usually your image or a GIF. This is not a GIF here. What I've actually found is if you have a Wistia account, you can get videos, short videos like this from, and we're going to get into all of this, but go to Canto, which your affiliate network should give you their creatives. You can get their videos, put them on Wistia and make them loop. You can pause them, sure, but they just loop like GIFs, and they don't take any time to load. They don't slow down your website, and it shows the people, the users, what the product is. And I just got a list of Gadget products for this particular one, and you can see just a listicle, all of these fun different gadgets, and it goes on and on and on. So this is one I'm working on right now with AI. Okay, so here's one that made me $800,000 in 3 weeks. back in 2018, back when a lot of these kind of Giddy Up products were new. And that $800,000 was, I think, primarily on Giddy Up. And I only had like 26 or 25. I had under 30 gadgets on the Listicle. You don't need 100 gadgets on your Listicle, although it doesn't hurt the more you have. But I'm just saying, on Facebook ads in 2018, in the first 3 weeks of December, did 800,000 in revenue, and it was something like $500,000 in profit. It was insane. This is a perfect example. 26 gadgets that make the perfect gift. Most are selling out fast for the holidays. A little bit of scarcity. You can see back then there was no AI. This was some random jellyfish lamp, but it was a good clickbaity image. By the way, we're in ClickFunnels. This is the ClickFunnels editor. This is just like a share bar, like a social share bar, which I also recommend putting on the top. You can use things like addthis.com. Yeah, just a quick little intro, and then we're into it. And what I did in this particular listicle that I didn't do in this one, and that a lot of people don't do, and I actually might do it, is more of a countdown. So you have the numbers in descending order rather than ascending. So it makes people want to continue scrolling to see what like the number one pick is. And you can't really do that if you have like 100 different products. But if you have like 30 or fewer, then you can organize these in descending order, and people are going to want to know what the number one product is. And you can even say things in the headline up here or in the text right here, like number 2 is hilarious, and you could put like a funny product in it, number 2, and that'll get people to want to scroll all the way down to see what number 2 is. But yeah, you can see I just kind of did like a normal, what are these? Oh, I have star ratings. You know what's annoying too is, like, because this is so old, when I preview it, it's not attached to a domain anymore. So it kind of messes up the flow of it. But what I have here is like a star rating. So it would say something like Amazon, like 5,372 people gave this 5 stars. So that's all that this is right here. And then, down here you have holiday discount, stock is limited, some calls to action, some scarcity. And yeah, it kind of just goes through the products that were available back then. And a lot of them, like the photo stick, are still available today on Giddy Up and still doing well. And as you can see, I put the jellyfish lamp in because you have to have it in. Whatever you're using in the ads, which I was using this image in the ads to drive clicks, you have to have it in your list, or at least you did back then. I just said it was sold out. But yeah, this is an example of a list that made me a ton of money. And then we can go to Pinterest. I wanted to find like one in the wild for you guys. The one I clicked just went away, but you can see that you have a lot of images. Let's see if we can find it again. Okay, so 60 weird amazeballs things you'll get a shit ton of views out of. That's not going to go to the kind of one we want. Anyway, it was something like this, and this might be the same site this is a different one. That still works, but you can see the ads, 30 plus coolest gifts nobody would think of, right? And it has a really clickbaity headline here on Pinterest, and it takes you to to be honest, a pretty disgusting looking layout. I hate the way that it's so wide. It looks fine on mobile, but yeah, they have gifts, and they kind of the same thing that we talked about. They have like 30 plus hottest cool gadgets that are going to sell out this September. And this is obviously I doubt they're manually putting in September. This is probably code that is automatically putting in the current date, ideally as gifts. So they're trying to make this like a perennial list that they don't need to actually focus on the holidays for, which is a really good idea. And we're going to get to that later on. Making lists not just for the holidays. And yeah, they have obviously a ton of different gadgets and a lot of gifts. Obviously gifts or videos sell the best because it shows the readers exactly how it works. But yeah, they have, it just keeps lazy loading, right? So they have, what are we at here? 67. I'm sure they have over 100. And then we have this one. I clicked on this one. This one looks really, really good. And you can see they have all of the gadgets. They're an affiliate like us. Maybe it's one of you guys. I don't know. If it is, sorry for putting you on blast. But they have all of the gadgets that we have and all of our, DFO and Giddy Up and .com products, all the same gadgets. And it looks really, really good. I think this is a Max Web offer. Pretty sure. But I actually like this style. You can put in watch the video and it goes to a VSL. But no, this is a beautiful listicle. I really, really, really like this listicle a lot. And what you can do is you can kind of, if you want to give this to AI that can take screenshots and then build what you want, you can get a plugin similar to Smart Snap, and you can just have it click full page and it will go ding, 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 and it will screenshot the page. Although this one might be a little big because it's huge. How many do they have? 77. Okay. And it's pretty much all of like the top offers. So this is Gadget. You can just see here, gadgetshoarder.com/hottest gifts. So if you want to try to find them and copy them, they have all the offers that we have, and they would be a really good list to copy. And they even say 29 of the hottest gadgets flying off the shelves right now. That's a great headline. Psst, these also make stunning gifts. I actually think if you were to change this to number 45 is hilarious, or number 35 is selling, it will make them laugh hysterically. Whatever you're going to say there, it'll make them scroll down to number 35. But this is a really, really well done listicle. This is probably my favorite one I've seen so far. And this one will absolutely do super well. Anyway, so that's the first video here in the Q4 playbook. Is you need to have a listicle. You need to make something like these, and you need to get your affiliate offers on there. And it's tedious. So you need to start now. And I would, just to kind of lighten the load, what I would do is I would add 5 products in a day, get up to 30. Just take 1 to 2 weeks of this month and add in 5 products a day to your listicle. And obviously you can go a lot faster if you want, but it is tedious, putting in the headlines, putting in the finding the right image or GIF or video and putting that in, and then putting in the 5-star reviews, and then putting in the 1 to 2 paragraph description, then putting in the link, and then, making sure so it does get tedious to the point where like I hate doing it now. That's why I'm using AI. But if you can get one that looks like this, man, this is probably the best listicle I've seen. So that's it. Get to work, make your listicle, and then I'll see you in the next video where we're going to talk about adding offers to your listicle and how to do that. So, all right, I'll see you there.